Hello, I'm Jovian Joe Rivera, owner/operator of ZenCycle Innovations Incorporated. Let's talk about critical elements of strategy. They include brand design, ad design, pricing strategy, as well as sales force conversation, which encapsulates my risk. On this slide, you'll see brand design. Through quarters three and quarter four, I didn't know who my target segments or target markets were, so I went with three basic models in the three categories: speed, mountain, as well as recreation. On this slide, you'll see my brand design for quarters four and quarter five. You can see I finally found my target segment and target markets through ad search. I went with speed and recreation as these were the highest grossing margins by far. On this slide, you'll see my ad design. You'll see Summit Glide, Serenity Peak, and Summit Glide Expedition. At first, you can see I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm all over the place with my advertising on the web as well as paper print. I was trying different things throughout the three different categories, and I was just trying to see what the market was doing and how it was received. On this slide, you'll see my ad design for the quarters four and quarter five, as well as the new iterations of my brand designs. This is the Urban Pulse HB, which is a hybrid bike that was also leaning on the recreation side. Next up is the Summit Glide Omega, which is a overpowered speed bike that has all the bells and whistles. My pricing strategy throughout this micro simulation was above average. You could see on this chart here that throughout the three categories and the three models, I scored proficient in basically all of them. My Salesforce conversation was lacking. I did the bare minimum and it really shows my productivity. This is just a way to look into that. And you can see my satisfaction is only 62.9% as compared to my peers. The highest being 76.7%, but you could also see how much they're investing into their sales force. My overall risk throughout this micro simulation was very low. I started off with low research and development and investing costs. I didn't get any certificates or nothing like that. I was playing it on the safe side just to see how the market really received me in the overall grand scheme of things. Next up, we'll talk about the cumulatively balanced scorecard. Overall, my performance was above average. I scored top advertising and speed only after failing at advertising for three quarters. This was not ideal. I feel like moving forward, I could really focus on advertising a bit more and really look at my target segments and target markets and what they're looking for in a bike. And however, overall, I was the top earner in my class, and my cumulatively balanced scorecard only reflects that, as I was above my peers in basically every category except advertising. Unfortunately, I was not a member of a functioning team. I did this micro simulation by myself, so my team decision is not to have a team decision. The pros of this was I had more control over the business. Overall, I could um, reflect the advertising and my brand design as well as how I was received in the market. I could really internalize that, and moving forward, I was able to tweak things in the market to really profit from that. And this reflects in my revenue. I had autonomous brand design. Any brand I thought of, I could make it and design it, and I didn't have to clear it with anybody or clear it with someone in advertising or and the consistency throughout the project was above average. I would say in a team, this would be a lot more fragmented and less substantial. The cons of this was I had less support for my team, which was I had none. There was a one-track design. I wasn't looking on the other side of the fence and out of the box, and I feel like this really shows in my revenue, and I didn't make as much money as I wanted to, even though I was the highest earner in the class. My ad campaign was lacking. I will say that completely. I really kicked the bucket on that one, and moving forward, I feel like I'd put more money into ads and R&D and looking at why I didn't perform so well in these markets that I chose to compete in. My key recommendations for the second year of operations would definitely to be more aggressive in my investments. I played it safe, which is great for business, and I made money, and there wasn't a chance of me losing money. However, I feel like I could have made a lot more money, and by the end of this micro simulation at quarter five, I grossed 3 million in profits. So Thank you for staying through the presentation. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to get in touch with me.